Something that we have never done a review on before, but because we are always doing videos, we thought this might be something we want to try. This is a new release, and it's way different than anything I've ever seen. Just delivered by DHL. We see we got a white color because I don't want to make anything fail and lose it to the point where I can't see it. And white has a tendency to stand out if it's stuck in the tree somewhere. But I don't know what this is even like. But check this out, Hovercam X1. I think it comes with an extra battery. I think that's what that is there. But I don't know anything about this. I'm going to learn all about this, and I'm going to tell you, as far as my very first drone, which is funny to say, I'm going to tell you if it's easy to learn or not. As far as my tech savvy skills, I'm not overly savvy. I mean, I'm in my mid-50s, so it's not like I've been brought up on this stuff. I can run a camera. I can edit video. I can figure out some electronics. We do have cameras set up all around our house, with Ys for security. I know how to set all that stuff up. I know how to do those Android boxes that are inside cars for hooking up your infotainment system inside your car. So I have some computer knowledge, I guess you could say, and some technical knowledge, but this is new to me.
What have you been up to?
I've been riding on a daydream. Even though the box you saw that's just a foam spacer. So these are the components that you get here. You got a battery, the battery charging hub, which has a place for 2 batteries, and then the camera itself, it's folding. That's kind of cool. So once out of the box is past a certain point, you can see what it looks like here. It's packaged very well presented. Everything feels high quality so far. I mean, it's just precision made. I mean, you can tell. The heaviest thing so far that I can really feel is the battery, which should be. And then this is the unit itself. Look how tiny that is. That is crazy. And there's some sort of a remote here. Of course, I know this unfolds and becomes the drone. It's all protected. They don't talk about that a lot, but it's protected. The blades are protected so you don't hurt yourself or get hurt. And I think it's just magnets that hold this thing closed. Yeah, it's just a little magnet that holds it closed. How cool is that? And I think there's a battery already in here. Oh yeah, it feels like there's a battery already in here. Yeah, right there. So you got a couple batteries. That's nice. Looks like the cables are in here. Oh, and a carry bag. Look at that. Again, very well presented. Okay, let me read a little bit about it. Here's some sort of card here. It talks about how to do the basics of it. And then here's a quick start guide here. So let me do a little bit of reading, see if I can figure this out.
Hover. Zoom out. 10 feet. Zoom out.
That thing's pretty wild. like 16 feet?
Yeah.
Continue. Follow.
That's pretty cool. I'm kind of impressed. I don't know anything about this stuff, and I could see where I could use it, like that whole follow thing. I don't know how it would be on a bike ride
Yeah, it seems like
if I
it's
go
really,
slow enough.
it seems like it's easy to use.
Yeah, as far as if you fly it manually, it says something about connecting an RC. I don't know what's involved there. I find myself touching that gimbal all the time with my hands. I don't mean to, but I am. And boy, that looks so sensitive. There's so many little tiny wires going to it. I know that this camera won't show it, so I won't even bother with it. But
That's
man,
way
that's
cool.
that's scary. But it is so cool. And there's still 43% battery left. Just what you saw Heidi filming there. So I don't know about the audio. I'd probably have to have an external mic. But yeah. Hurry, come, Lincoln. Come over here. Here, hold my hand. It's going to follow us. It goes. Oh, it's following us. Hurry. Let's run around the fire. Hey, you gotta go slower. Stay up with this. It's coming to get us. Hurry. It's a my car. It's on us. Trying to do is find something that made sense utilizing this thing. One of the things that we might be able to do, instead of using the Insta 360, you know, the long, what do they call the invisible stick, selfie stick? You know, this is something I might be able to use. One of the cool things is my audio is going through the Rode system here into my phone directly. And this thing has built-in sound dampening so that it doesn't hear the blades. If I was to have just capturing recording, it would definitely be hearing, you know, the propellers. So this thing is pretty cool that it does all this. It's all built into it, and it's intuitive. That's the best part. I mean, some of these other features that I've done on it or utilized with it, you know, zooming out, all that, it's nothing more than me just pushing a button and sending it on its way. You know, it takes off, it does its little thing, and then it comes back. Well, I'm surprised. I didn't realize that's all I had to do to make that work. It's kind of shocking that they have something that has so much AI built into it, and it's so lightweight. I mean, it fits into this pocket, no problem at all. And I can actually move around with it quite a bit. And it doesn't make a difference. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't I don't know what you want to say. It's not a hindrance because it is lightweight. I mean, I see some of these guys with drones, and I think that the effort that is required is just not worth it. I mean, they have FCC licensing, all that stuff that you got to be worried about where you fly it and that. This one has some guidelines that you have to follow to make sure that you do it right. But quite honestly, it takes care of itself based on the fact of how small it is. It flies, I'll use that pun, it flies under those rules. Just thought of really well executed and planned out. I think this thing's awesome. I'd like to see us be able to use it whenever it's a little bit windier out. But yeah, I think that we might be able to do something with this thing. We'll have to see. I mean, for example, what we just did there, of course, all on this. This thing does it all on its own. There's nothing that I'm doing. You could point stuff out and say, yeah, you know, like in our case, we've talked about the house and being able to clean it up, the bricks and all that stuff. And in the meantime, this thing's doing its own thing, all on its own. It doesn't need me to help it along with any extra, you know, workings on my phone. It does it all by itself. Be able to do something like this. Again, this is all pre-programmed. I'm not doing anything with my phone. I can put my phone in my pocket. Now, sometimes the audio is out of sync, and in post-production, you got to straighten that out. We had a lot of fun with this thing whenever we went to our little family 4th of July event, and I like the way this thing operates. I don't know anything about drones. You've seen that I was actually able to utilize it. There at the end, I've kind of got a little bit better command of everything, so the audio and being able to keep myself in front of the camera. It wasn't more than 3 times I did that before I figured it out. You can see they have a shipping schedule. It's because they are far past, they surpassed what they were shooting for in their campaign. So they have these early bird specials that are still going on right now. So if you're thinking about getting into this, you think you might be able to use this, I'd like to see this thing following a bicycle. That would be kind of cool. I know that you got to watch your speed, but please use the links in the description. It'll take you right to their site. Thanks to Hover Cam X1 for sending this to me. And as always, guys, we hope to see you out there. Bye.